Hi everybody, this is Scott with the Flamethrower Grill. Welcome to the show. And today we're doing a real impromptu thing. Not a lot of planning. It's kind of short, last minute thinking. And it's 1 o'clock p.m. on a Sunday. And we're going to go ahead and smoke a chuck roast, or a sirloin roast, I should say. And I only have 6 hours from right now. So we're going to go show you some shortcuts on how you can go ahead and do a pot roast, chuck roast, sirloin roast, get it smoked for like 5 hours, give or take, maybe 6, and have it ready in 6 hours, start to finish. At least that's the plan. We're going to give it a shot, okay? Let me show you how to do this. Alright folks, now normally I would prepare this thing maybe the night before, put it in brine, let it brine overnight, or we could put rub on it. We can do all kind of stuff with a lot of preparation time, but we're going to try to get this thing done right away. And all I'm really going to do, I have about a 2.5 pound sirloin roast here, okay? And what we're going to do is just season it right now, and we're going to let it rest for about 30 minutes, come up to room temperature. I literally just brought this out of the fridge. I'm just going to take some salt. Okay, this is just some sea salt, and I didn't have time to run up to the store and buy special rubs or anything. I'm just going to use what I have. And right now, I'm just going to put a lot of salt on this thing, period. Let's just get it salted both sides, all right? And that's what we're going to do now. And this is just a sea salt, coarse. Do the edges. Okay, fine. I'm going to just invent some stuff here. I'm just going to use some of my favorite seasoning salts. I'm going to do a little Lowry's on there. I'm not going to get crazy with the Lowry's, just a little bit. All right? Because I'm going to put a nice rub on here that I do have. I don't have a lot of it, so we're just going to use what I've got. All right? A little bit of Lowry's on the edges, both sides. All right? See that, folks? Pretty simple. Black pepper. I like to use coarse pepper, but I've used it all up. So I am going to attempt to open this. It won't open for me. All right, let me grab my handy dandy knife. There we go. Okay. Let's just get some pepper on here. Come on now. This isn't even my normal dispenser, but it's what I've got. And I'm in a hurry. I gotta get this on the grill. Normally I'd like to let this thing sit and come up to room temperature. I don't know if I have time. I do have the grill warming up. I've got my applewood chips I'm going to use because that's what I had. Applewood chips are soaking in the water right now. We're going to have them soak about 30 minutes. All right. Here I have some rub. And we're going to coat this thing with this rub. I mean, I'm putting a lot. I'm just going to cover it. Okay? Yep. Get a nice coat on here. And this is just, you can use any rub you want. And I try to stay away from some with too much brown sugar in it or any kind of sugars. However, it's going to be the reason is, when you're doing a brisket, and you're smoking it for like 10 hours, the sugars do burn, so you got to be careful. You don't want to get a rub that's just, first ingredient, sugar. All right, you can see how much I'm putting on here. I'm coating this thing very heavily. All right, I've got this other rub. It's an odd rub. It's got coffee in it. It's an odd one. It's a cowboy rub with a little bit of coffee. It does add a little odd flavor, but it's good. All right, you can use any rub you want. I got this coated. I'm going to let this sit probably only 15 minutes. Okay, and it should warm up slightly to get to room temperature. That's how you're going to prepare it for now. let's get the wood chips ready. All right, I've got some apple wood chips. It's what I had, and I've got them soaking, and we got to let these soak about 30 minutes. They've been in there about 10 minutes so far. I can start throwing them on the grill in about 20 minutes. Another thing I like to do, I saved just a little bit of dry ones. Initially, I'm going to throw some dry on there just to get some quick smoke started right away. We don't have a lot of time, so I'm going to use a little bit of the dry apple wood chips and get a real quick, heavier smoke started right away. It won't last very long. These will start to burn if I'm not careful. So I'm going to wrap these in tin foil, poke some holes in it, let them smoke for about the first half hour until they start to flame up. Then I'm going to pull them off. All right, folks, I'm going to show you how to take a standard barbecue grill and turn it into a smoker. All right, I don't have a smoker. This is how I'm going to do it. Take some tin foil. If you can buy the heavy duty, you're better off. I'm going to have to double this up. I'm going to take this dry like I told you because I want to get something started right away. I'm just going to make a packet out of this with some wood chips in there. All right. There's no magic to it. Just make yourself a packet. All right. Now I've got it doubled up on the bottom because that's where the heat's going to be. And you see I have a couple layers down here. I'm actually going to skinny this up a little bit, and I'll show you why in a minute. Okay. Then I'm just going to poke some holes in it with a fork. So now the smoke's just going to come out. I'm going to show you another little trick. You can get this started smoking a little quicker. I've got this little side burner here. I'm going to throw that packet on. You can see how fast. You can see how fast that's going. Can you see the smoke coming out of it? Anyway, we're going to take this packet and we're going to put it back here. But it's going to sit right on top of that back burner, and it'll just smoke. And that's how it's done. Alright, one other thing we need, folks, here is a drip pan. And I didn't have a small enough one. Like I said, we're in a rush today. This is kind of impromptu, just throwing this together last minute. Anyway, this is what I had, so I just cut the top off so it fits inside my grill. It's going to be, I'm going to put water in there. We're going to make a drip pan that sits under the roast. But let's get this down under here. Okay, we got that. Let me pull the grate back. I want that dead center, okay? All right, so here's our plan. I'm going to fill that up with water, okay? The roast is going to sit here. You can see that smoking pretty heavily back there. Like I said, it's going to be a heavy white smoke for the first 30 minutes or so to get this thing rocking. And the roast is going to sit here. I've got a 3-burner grill. 1, 2, 3. Some of them go front to back. Mine goes left to right. Okay, so I got the back one on. We're going to maintain about 2 1/4 temperature, all right? And roast will be here indirect. All the heat is back here, folks. I'm going to get another wet smoke pack right here on this side, so we got 2 of them going. Okay, folks, here we go. Gonna throw some water in this pan. And this is hot water right out of my tap. And that should about do it. And I'm putting hot water in there so it doesn't cool down the grill. All right, folks, we're at 2 1/4, right on the money. We're good to go. So here we are, 2 smoke packets. Just put this wet one in. It's just starting to get rolling. It's going to take a few minutes. Here's our roast. See if we can center this guy up a little bit. Okay. Okay, great. I think we're covered. All right. That'll keep your grill cleaner too, so you don't have a big greasy mess in your clean out. All right, so there we are. I mean, it just looks great, just like that. You know, let's just take a picture of that, right? Oh, all right, folks, 1 hour in. Looking good, right? Juicy. Look at that. Beautiful. Okay, let's keep her rolling. All right, folks, there we go. 2 hours in. Looking great, huh? Oh my God, it smells so wonderful out here. Ah, yeah. All right, folks, here we go. I've thrown on a couple potatoes I'm just going to cook with this, but we're at about 179 degrees right now. I'm going to take half of this and I'm going to cut off some and I'm going to make some burnt ends. All right, check this out. All right, I'm going to take this thin spot. Let's go ahead and see what we got. It's just super, it might, no, it's perfect. I think it's going to be just fine. Be perfect for burnt ends. Look at this. I'm going to cube this section up here. It still has maybe 45 minutes, an hour to go, but what we're going to do is cube these up. We're at 4 hours and 15 minutes. Okay, I'm going to leave a couple bigger chunks. I don't have any tin foil, what do you call them? What do you call those things?
Pans.
The pans, the trays, whatever. Anyway, so I made my own out of tin foil. So here we go. I'm going to take these, throw them in there. All right, I've got some barbecue sauce I'm going to go ahead and put on here. Now, if you want at this point, you could put more of your rub on them, seasonings. I coated these pretty well. I'm just going to go with some barbecue sauce. We're going to put them on for about another half hour. I'm kicking up the temp a bit. We're going to get up to about 350 for the next 30, 40 minutes, something like that. I'm just going to keep an eye on them, and when they're glazed the way I want them, we'll pull them off. All right, so let's get both of these back on the grill. All right, folks, here we go. I'm at 195, 196 on the roast. So we're going to take that baby off. We're going to let it rest. All right, we're just going to put it down here. I'm going to wrap it, let it rest for about 20, 30 minutes. We'll see what happens. I'll check the temp at that point. I think it's still going to go up a little bit. I want it around 200, so I think at 195 we should go up at least 5 degrees. We're going to let these burnt ends go a little bit longer. They're getting just about where I want them. Potatoes got a long way to go. I might have to nuke the taters. But anyway, let's go ahead and get this wrapped up. All right, folks, here's all I'm going to do. Just real simple. I'm going to go ahead, put this here, just wrap it up. I'm going to put it in a towel. No big deal. I have a little cooler I could put it in, but it's not necessary. We're going to eat this thing in about 25 minutes. And as soon as these burnt ends and the potatoes are done. All right, folks, I think it's done. It's been resting long enough. The burnt ends are done. Let's go ahead and see what we got here. Okay, we've got these burnt ends there, but here is the roast. Let's pull this out. It's been resting a little while. All right, let's go ahead and slice this up and see what we got. Well, it seems pretty tender. Total hour, 5 hours total, start to finish. Cooked it around 225, 230 for the majority. The last like 45 minutes I kicked it up to 350. Now, obviously, if you cooked it a little longer, it'd probably be a little more tender, but it is very tender. Wow, a lot of flavor. Yeah. And if I could do it another 2-3 hours, wrapped up and stuff, we didn't wrap this at all. Because normally at 160 we'd wrap it in paper. We didn't have time for that. This is pretty good. Not bad for 5 hours start to finish smoke. Oh man, a lot of flavor. Okay, I'm gonna serve this. Now I split burnt ends. Let's give one of these a try. These are probably really hot though. Let's see. Nope, not too bad. I'm using a cider barbecue sauce that I've never used before. Wow. That's different. Cider. Great flavor. There it is, folks. 5 hours, start to finish. Roast, smoked. Enjoy, and make sure click the subscribe button, the little bell, so you get notified when I put up another video. Like it, share it with your friends, and comment down below. Enjoy. Oh, that was delicious. Ah. That bark. I'm done.